Took me a really long time to realize that nothing was gonna make me happy. And every single time I was disappointed and let down when I thought that attaining a certain goal was gonna make me happy. To no fault of our own, I think we're kind of conditioned to go after these things or hit a certain status, and when we get there, we will ultimately be happy as a result of the accomplishment. We are driving back to Michigan for Christmas. I happened to get sick right before the trip, and also apparently we're gonna drive through like the biggest storm in 40 years in the Midwest. It's really cold, it's 12 degrees. So it's perfect. It's like one of those Christmas movies where you fucking can't make it home and you're stuck in the snow. So we'll see if that ends up happening. Yeah, it's gonna be really cold, like fucking 1 degrees. I think at some level, at one point in time or another, everyone's under this illusion. But the whole time that I was chasing something that I thought would make me happy once I got there, looking back at the journey, God, I hate that word so much, I was happier in pursuit of the thing than I was when I actually got the thing.
Look, it's real snow. Stopped at a rest stop. I had to pee. I'm gonna throw a snowball at Drea when she comes out. Oh, my hands feel so cold. I think she's pooping. Did you poop?
No.
I told him you did.
I couldn't. My body's on travel mode right now.
It took me a very long time to realize this, and countless attempts at trying to get different things, whether it was a goal, material object, or a partner, a girlfriend. None of that is gonna make me happy. The only person that could possibly make me happy was myself. And even then, a lot of us don't like who we are, which I think it's very normal to not like parts of yourself. What I've come to learn and realize, happiness is the wrong goal to chase. The simple definition of happiness is the state of being happy. That's very open-ended, and that's very vague. And it sounds like an emotion rather than an attainable overall state of being. Because let's be honest, life is kind of this giant emotional roller coaster, mind-blowing things of events happening cocktail that we're all experiencing. Okay, so we made it out of Colorado through all that shit. Now we're approaching Kansas, but it looks like this is like a big storm of some kind. And the wind just picked up out of nowhere. The temperature is rapidly dropping. The week that we picked months ago turns out to be the week that we're getting some kind of crazy below zero temperature freezing.
You just got a fucking radar notification.
What'd it say?
It said something about rapidly changing weather.
Dude, look how fucking cold it got. Literally 5 minutes.
Not even a minute and 50 seconds ago.
A minute and 50 seconds ago, it was 48 degrees. This is the rest of our drive. Damn. You know, you see it everywhere that we live in maybe the loneliest time in history. Personally, I think that this is an issue with like the collective mindset of not only how we were raised, but you know, kind of how society, another word I hate, is cultivating the culture that we live in. We associate happiness with a lot of intense, joyous feelings and maybe even high dopamine hits. So unless we're in a really, really good mood all the time, we're not happy. It's really cold, it's 12 degrees. Earlier it was like 5. Oh man, I've been so spoiled all these years moving to California. So, I know that this visual doesn't really tell you guys too much of what's going on, but if you look out there on the ground, that is ice that we're looking at. So, we were just driving on the freeway for about maybe an hour. The windshield started getting wet, and then it started freezing because it was like 19 degrees. So it started freezing to the windshield, and I was like, oh, this is like conditions for it to be like an ice storm. There was a car that was like in front of me as I was driving. This was probably like 15 minutes after I noticed that it was like, okay, this could get icy. And his car was driving really slow, and then I was like slowing down. I just barely like tapped the brakes, and I started sliding. Luckily, like, I know that feeling, so I caught myself, was able to keep the vehicle on the road. Yeah, so I drove like 30 miles an hour on the freeway to get to this random hotel that we found after we had already booked one that we can't get a refund for. But yeah, and there were 3 accidents.
Cars were driving past me at like 70 miles an hour. It's clear that they've never driven in crazy icy conditions, but it was fucking nuts. It was really crazy and really scary because there was just cars all along the ditch.
My lifelong passion has been skateboarding, and when I was a young teen child, all I ever wanted was to be a pro skateboarder. As I got older, as that became less attainable by the level of skill rising and seeing where my skill level was at, I just wanted to find a way to make money skateboarding however I could, or just be involved in the industry in any way, shape, or form. Fast forward to my mid-20s, I started a YouTube channel about skateboarding, and I thought, this is my ticket. This is my ticket to be able to achieve my dream of making a living being a skateboarder. And a few years ago, that became a reality when I hit a point where I was financially comfortable enough that I could feel content with where I was at and say, I did it. And very shortly after I hit that goal, I started thinking, now what? And I had parts of me, being very hard on myself and beating myself up for even considering that idea. Like, you should just be grateful you got here, which is all very true.
Okay, so it's -7 degrees. We've seen already like 4 cars in the ditch this morning. We're only like 20 miles away from the hotel. This is fucking crazy, dude. This whole road that I'm driving on right now is ice. Really scary. It's really cold too.
So along with having thoughts of now what once I achieved my goal, I also felt a little directionless. It's kind of what happens when you get what you want, when you finally achieve that goal. So the problem here was how much I was placing my own personal happiness on achieving something and not realizing it. I genuinely, intellectually understood these ideas, but still couldn't put them into action in my life because I hadn't experienced them. So I kind of spent years scrambling for the next thing to figure out where I was gonna go next and what I wanted to do. A ton of back and forth and indecision happening by virtue of me creating it without the awareness of it. They say hindsight's 20/20, and now in this moment, I can clearly see what went wrong. I kind of accidentally tore everything down and sabotaged what I wanted.
It's not icy anymore. The roads are cleared. We're 3 hours from where that hotel is that we stayed in. I don't know what this fucking video even is. This is Blizzard update number 4 or 5. I'm cautiously going the speed limit. Almost 3.5 hours away. Dude, that shit is so crazy. Oh my god. There's people behind. Oh
Shit.
fuck.
That car.
Holy fuck.
Okay.
Okay, that is fucked. Dude, you can't fucking see anything.
I came to learn that I was chasing the wrong thing the entire time. And with that, just attaching happiness to the wrong things. And I got a first-hand front row seat at experiencing that.
I'm at a skate park that I grew up skating.
I was also tired. I was exhausted of just trying to figure it out and make something work. And I finally get to a place where I literally just want peace. I just want to be okay with where I'm at. And that put me in a place to literally make a decision, to be okay with where things were and to accept, the reality that, oh yeah, maybe I blew it. Maybe I tore all of this down and destroyed everything that I had worked so hard for.
I fucking love this thing. It's just like a long, obviously you see fucking flat bar, but it's so fucking fun. I like this park a lot. Also has that early 2000s, late 90s vibe to it with how big the ramps are and shit.
In reality, it's probably not that serious, but in my mind, it felt that way.
I just want to hang out with you, dude. Is that okay?
That's good.
I think this guy's vlogging already.
I just didn't want to be a failure at what I started. And I think ultimately kind of being confronted with that idea has brought me a lot of liberation and peace. And I can see clearly now what the problems were.
Can you hit my ball again?
I don't like to brag. You wanted to hold in one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you mean did I cheat? You're recording me.
That's interesting. She did cheat. Here we go. You said hole in one, right?
Hole in one, yeah.
Oh, interesting. You said hole in one, right? You said 2 tries? I'll do the next one.
And that kind of brings me to the new goal that I strive for, and that's peace.
I haven't been vlogging too heavy on this trip, but Definitely gotta vlog this. Made a pit stop on our way home to the Grand Canyon. Are you ready to have your mind blown?
Life is a series of ups and downs, an emotional roller coaster, intense, catastrophic events that happen to each and every single one of us. Life is just moving way too fast now to not stop and take the time to enjoy the literal seconds that turn into days, that turn into years.
It looks like a painting, doesn't it? It doesn't look real.
My goals are no longer about careers, about positions, about having certain things. I want peace and I want a lifestyle that I'm happy with.
What do you think? Nothing does it justice other than being here in person.
Yeah.
It's mesmerizing. It literally doesn't look real.
My idea of security has changed. My idea of wealth has changed. My idea of peace and happiness have all changed within the last few years. My basic needs are taken care of. I am able to live a lifestyle that I want to live. I'm able to gratefully do the things that I enjoy doing every single day. And that is a very damn good place to be.
Happy anniversary, you little bitch.